video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I started my bridal makeup business. So just to give you guys a little bit of a background, I have been doing bridal makeup for about 4 years now. It all started for me when I discovered Candy Johnson on YouTube, and I knew I wanted to be a makeup artist. So at the time I was in college doing, I don't even think I had a major. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I just went to college to make my parents happy, and I knew I wanted to be a makeup artist, but I didn't know how. I just knew that I loved watching YouTube videos on makeup and watching makeup tutorials, and I would sit there and recreate the makeup on myself. So I decided to look into beauty schools, and I signed myself up for one, and I signed myself out of college and I went and I told my parents, hey, look, I'm going to beauty school, this is when I'm starting. And they couldn't really say anything because they knew I was passionate about it. So fast forward maybe a year, I was still really into YouTube, and especially, like I had mentioned, inspired by Candy Johnson. And this was way back when she was doing her glaminars. Comment below if you guys remember when Candy Johnson did her glaminars. So basically the glaminar was like a whole day seminar where she would teach you about how to become a makeup artist, the business aspect of it, how to start your own like bridal makeup company. It even included like paperwork and like contracts and all of that stuff. So I didn't know that I necessarily wanted to get into bridal. I just knew that eventually I would want to start my own business. So at the time I was in beauty school and I didn't really know where I was going to end up. I basically went for the skincare aspect of it, so to do the facials and the waxing and the makeup. But you all know that in just regular beauty school, they don't really teach you too much makeup. So if you really want to learn makeup hands-on, you would have to go to like a makeup school, but at the time I couldn't afford that. So I wanted to get a certificate in makeup artistry without having to spend a lot of money. So what I did was I went to Candy Johnson's makeup glaminar, and I got a wealth of knowledge, and since that point forward I knew that I wanted to get into bridal one day. I just didn't know where to start. So that's why I'm making this video for you guys, to kind of give you some ideas on how I started my makeup business. And it's very simple. You have to start out simple and don't get too ahead of yourself. Just keep it simple in the beginning, and if you're good at what you do, your business is going to build itself. If you have a passion, if you have the personality for it, you will succeed in this business. You can't just do it for the money, because we know as makeup artists that the most makeup is in bridal. You can make so much money in just one weekend doing weddings, but you have to have the personality for it. It's not easy. You have to be a people pleaser. Weddings are huge. They're very important. It is the most photographed day of a bride's life, so they need to look perfect. So I'm gonna start by telling you how I started my business. So first thing is first is you're going to need some education. Bridal makeup is very natural and it looks very simple, but it's actually pretty complex because you need to make it last all day and it needs to photograph beautifully. So you need to either educate yourself on bridal makeup, taking a bridal makeup class, or contacting somebody you know that does weddings in the area and maybe asking them if you could assist them. Go to weddings with them and watch them and really educate yourself on how to do bridal makeup. So I worked with MAC Cosmetics for about 5 years. This was before I started doing bridal. So I learned a lot about makeup while working at MAC. I learned a lot about techniques of application and how to make your makeup last and all of these things. But it wasn't until I started working with a bridal makeup artist that I learned really the extent of how to do the makeup to last and to look great in pictures and photograph beautifully. So that is step number one. Educate yourself on bridal makeup. Take a class or shadow a bridal makeup artist. The second step is you just got to kind of throw yourself into it. So what I did was, at the time I was working for the other artist, like on her team of bridal makeup artists, and I decided that I wanted to start my own thing. I just had my son, and I said, you know what, I want to be my own boss. I'm going to leave Mac and I'm going to start my own business. So it's good if you do have kind of some experience and maybe some clientele already. I did build up a good amount of clients while working at Mac, because a lot of times when you work at a makeup counter or something like that, people do have events where they want you to go to their house and do their makeup instead of coming to the counter. So I did kind of build myself a little bit of like a side business already. But what I did from there was I made myself a website, and this could sound pretty scary, but you can do it. If I could do it, you could do it. There is so many simple sites out there that you could create your own website on, because you're going to need photos of your work. People need to see that you've done makeup before on others, so you need to have a portfolio online. I'm going to link some sites down below where you could build a free website. You just have to pay for the hosting site, but it's very simple to do. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It's just mainly, telling people a little bit about yourself and showing some pictures of your work. And the other thing that you need to do is get yourself on social media. Social media is huge right now. So you need to make a Facebook page and an Instagram for your business. Obviously backtracking, sorry, I'm all over the place. I didn't write down like a outline or anything. I just wanted to come on here and start rambling. And you need to pick a name for your business, obviously, before you make the website and the social media accounts. My business name is Michelle Renee Beauty. I knew that I wanted to have my name in it because then people will remember you. Someone had told me before that it's best to have your name in your business, because then they're always going to remember you and remember the name of your business because it has your name in it. But you don't have to do that. Whatever stands out to you, maybe something that is really meaningful to you, you could add in there, or just keep it simple and have your name, first and last name. So yeah, after you pick your business name, you're going to want to get on social media and build a website. So this is how people are going to find you, especially this day and age. I get most of my work from Instagram, believe it or not. So when I go on jobs and I do weddings, I like to post a lot of before and afters. This is my number one source of people finding me, is Instagram. So you want to throw a million hashtags on there so that when people are on Instagram and searching, they find your page. So whatever state you're in, you want to put, like I'm in New Jersey, so I hashtag New Jersey wedding, New Jersey makeup artist. And then people are going to be able to find you that way. Everybody is on Instagram now. Everybody is on Facebook. Facebook is great because it's a free way to advertise. I mean, the advertising isn't free per se, but people can write reviews on your business on there. And that's great because people do want to read about how how people liked you. Reviews are really big in the wedding industry. They want to know what other people thought of your services. So you want to do is make business cards, because you're going to want to leave these business cards everywhere. Every time I do a wedding, I give my business cards to all the bridal party, because then, you never know if any of those bridesmaids are going to be getting married soon. Most of my clients come from other weddings. So even though a lot of people find me on Instagram and social media, most of my people are through word of mouth. People want to use somebody that they know somebody else used and had a great experience with. Being a wedding makeup artist is not easy. You have to work fast, you have to be efficient, you have to get that bride ready on time. So they want to know that you went there and you did an excellent job. You had everybody finished in time, everybody looked great, and the whole day went smoothly. That's something that's going to take practice, but you're going to need to time the day out. What I do is I make schedules for my brides. So if there are 6 people in the bridal party, I'll write down everybody's names and I'll schedule them a time slot so that everybody knows what time they need to be in the makeup chair and what time they're going to be starting and what time they're going to be finishing, so the whole day runs smooth. That's very important. You obviously, like I had mentioned in the beginning, you need to have the personality for it and you need to have the passion. Weddings aren't for everybody. It's very hard. It's a very difficult day. Everybody, a lot of brides are stressed out and tense. You want to go there and be a sense of calm, and you want to make them feel like everything is going to be okay and they look beautiful. You want them to trust you. So you have to kind of get that in your head. I want everybody to know that you don't have to have the best makeup kit in the beginning. Like I said in the beginning, start out simple. Don't overwhelm yourself and think that you need the best of the best in the beginning, because there is different levels of brides. Not everybody is going to need the makeup artist that has all of the luxury makeup in their kit. Some people, that they can't afford to spend that much on their wedding makeup anyways. When you start off, you're not going to be charging, a huge amount, because you want to get yourself out there. The first thing that I did when I first launched my business on Facebook was I made an ad. So you could basically make advertisements on Facebook for as little as like $10 a week, I believe, maybe even $5 a week. So what they'll do is they'll pick a target audience and you'll get a sponsored ad on Facebook. I'm sure you guys have seen them before on your news feed. Local businesses will set up advertisements. And like I mentioned, they're very affordable. So what I did was I made an ad and I mentioned that it was like December, I think, so it was a slower season, and I made an ad saying I was offering free bridal trials for the month of December, just to get people in and get people in my chair and doing trials on them, just so I could prove myself. And I remember I had booked like 20 bridal trials that month, and I was just so happy. It's just little things like that. And that's why I think that social media is great, because you can advertise for not a lot of money. In the beginning, you don't want to invest too much. You want to go out there and you want to spend as little money getting yourself out there and starting your business and slowly building it with a nice momentum, and eventually you can make it full time. Right now, I am a full-time bridal makeup artist. I have other artists that work underneath me, and I am doing something almost every single weekend, whether it be trials or actual wedding parties. I absolutely love it, and if you really want to do weddings and it's your dream, I say just throw yourself into it and just get started. It doesn't hurt to do like a styled bridal shoot. I did that in the beginning too, to I didn't have any weddings under my belt, so I wanted to have photographs of brides. So what I did was I had Model Mayhem account. I don't even know if that still exists. I think it might, but basically it's a website where models, photographers, and artists like hairstylists or makeup artists are all on there, and you could all kind of collaborate to get work for your portfolio. So what I did was I set up a styled bridal shoot with a model and a photographer, and they dressed up like a bride, and I got pictures for my portfolio. So that's something that you could do if you haven't actually done any weddings yet and you want some pictures of it. It's totally free, and you're all just working together to get the pictures. I think that's about all I can think of for now, but I hope that you guys found this video helpful, and I hope that you guys will go out there and follow your dreams and start your own business. I plan to make this kind of a little business series and let you guys know more things about how to run the business, and definitely let you guys see a little bit of what's inside my makeup kit, because that's very important. You need to know what kind of stuff you want to carry. And then I also plan on doing bridal makeup tutorials. So what I want to do is I want to get in all different kinds of girls and do makeup on them, different skin tones, eye colors, hair colors, and show you guys different bridal looks on them. Give this video a thumbs up if you're excited for that series. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and thank you so much for watching.